Hi, everyone.
Hi,
Welcome to the NLP UK Training Podcast. And today is all about
taking action.
And we want to talk to you about a conversation that Steve and I had a few years ago. When I was thinking about putting together a course with someone else. It was a 2-day setting up your own business, getting sales course. And I showed what I'd put together to Steve. And Steve kind of called me out on something, but actually paid me a massive compliment at the same time. So Steve, do you want to
So I went through the material. I went through the material that you'd shown me. And previously, we'd finished Callie's cohort of Master Practitioners, and I got this idea of running an NLP and coaching convention with a couple of speakers and workshops and stuff. And I said to all the people on Master Practitioner that year, I've got this idea. Who'd like to come and help me? And a few people in the room said, oh, yeah, I would. I'll come and help you. And the only person that turned up at the meeting was Callie and me and Wendy. And a similar thing happened when we were doing something with the European Mentoring and Coaching Convention. One of our previous delegates had volunteered to be the chair for the East Midlands of the EMCC. And we'd run an event for them. I spoke. There were about 100 people in the room. And no, that was it. After our convention, Rebecca, who was the chair, said, right, we're looking for volunteers to help with the setting up of the EMCC. And you said, I'll help. I'll get involved. Quite a few other people were in the room, in the conversation, and none of them did, but you did. So it came to running this sales course. And I went through the 2 days and I thought, yeah, this is all good stuff. And I said to Callie, but there's something missing. And she said, what? What's missing? And I said, you. I said, all this is stuff that anybody can say, anybody can put in, any company sales trainer can put in. But the difference between somebody running a sales training course and somebody who's actually gone out and done it is they've taken action and gotten neurology. So there's no point in putting this across without talking about that. And that was the difference. You take action. As soon as something lights you up and you want to do it, you don't just sit around for a long time. You say, right, let's go. When can we do it? So like when we had the ideas to do this, I said, how about doing this? You said, yeah, when can we do it? And we planned it in. So you take action. A lot of people don't take action. They may think they do, but they don't take action quickly.
And I think that actually, when I reflected on what you'd said to me that day, I'd taken it for granted that I just take action. It's just what I do. Mm-hmm. But actually, by you calling me out on that strength, that actually amplified it for me, because it helped me reflect on, well, actually, what is it that I do? And if that is a strength, how can I do more of it? And how can I take even more action on the things that I'm really passionate about?
Yeah. Which is kind of like we talked about when we talked about enjoying what you do, I think in the first episode, enjoying what you do and doing it and pointing yourself in the right direction and seeing what comes.
It's pointing yourself in the right direction, but you can point yourself in any direction that you want. But if you don't do anything, nothing will change. Yeah. So for me, actually taking action is a really, really key component on making things happen, making change, achieving goals. It's relevant across the board. If you want a better life, if you want to be a better you, if you want a better career, you have to take action. Nobody is going to do it for you. So it's about deciding what you want and then making it happen.
Even though it's painful or big.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or an obstacle.
Even when it's really scary.
Yeah.
Because actually, sometimes some of the scariest goals that I've had and the things that I have had no idea how on earth I was going to achieve them.
Yeah.
That have made me feel a little bit hot and sweaty when I've thought about them. Actually, they've been the most rewarding things to do.
Yeah.
I kind of think, personally, for me, if my goals don't scare me a little bit, they're probably not big enough.
Yeah.
I'm probably playing it safe.
Yeah, I agree. If you have a goal we were talking to a corporate customer and they were doing an in-house NLP coach practitioner course. And one was in charge of sales, like sales manager, sales director. And I said, oh, that's interesting. So they were telling us they'd set a goal for next year to increase their sales. And I said, oh, how much? And she said 0.5%, didn't she?
Yeah, we both just...
I was wanting to laugh.
Yeah.
0.5%.
But that's what the analyst said was achievable, Steve.
Yeah, it was. But people also were told that it takes 30 years to create a vaccine. And that was done in 10 months.
Absolutely. And I think when you set a really stretching goal, and you start to put those action plans together, the minute you start taking that action, it changes your neurology. It changes how you think about going about achieving that goal.
Yeah.
You know, if you think about increasing your revenue by 0.5%, you're going to think very differently if you switch that up to increasing it by 15%.
Yeah.
You know, you will have to think very differently to achieve that bigger target than you would do 0.5%. You'll take completely different actions.
And you don't want to let in different information.
Absolutely.
It'll let in, like the A goes or the I goes.
Absolutely.
There's one. Pop up. So it's about taking planned action, but it's also about stretching things so that they're huge goals.
Absolutely.
as opposed to achievable.
Yeah, see, achievable is only based on what you know now.
Yeah.
You know, we as human beings, we are incredible.
Yeah.
And we are capable of so much more than we think we are.
Yeah.
If you had said to me when I came on that practitioner course all those years ago, Kelly, you will be an NLP trainer.
Yeah.
You'll be a certified NLP trainer.
Yeah.
Working with NLP UK Training, doing all these great courses, making a difference to people's lives. At that point, I would have laughed at you.
Yeah.
I didn't see that as even a remote possibility.
Yeah.
But the more action that I took to do the things that I really was passionate about, the more it became glaringly obvious that was a totally achievable path.
Yeah. But it's not just about when you take action, and I'm the same. It's like when we changed the office closed, the virtual office we use in meeting rooms was closing. We were given 30 days notice. So I went around and had a look at the place we use now. I love the look of it. I handled on the price for the amount of phone calls we'd have coming in. And I said, right, okay, we'll come here. And the manager there, the general manager said, what, you decided to do already? Well, that's quick. And I know, but we want it, we need it, and it's right. So we did it. You know, I didn't go home and hum and ha about it for 3 weeks. I made a decision there and then. But I make a decision, and we'll talk about this another time. I make a decision and goals when I'm kind of quiet. And they seem to be the ones that are the right ones. But it's all about, a lot of people will put off, like when we first start off with the Accelerate program, we get new people coming in, new cohort people come in. And it's all like, well, I've got to do my website and I've got to do this. And I remember Carl saying to them at one meeting, you don't need a website. You don't need a website. It's a waste of money. And while you're working on the website, guess what you're not doing? You're not contacting people about who you are and what you do, because you're filling up your time being busy.
Yeah.
So your mind's going, oh, this is okay because you're working on your business, but you're not. You're working on avoiding doing something that might be a bit hard, aren't you?
Yeah, it's about taking yourself out your comfort zone.
It's about eating the frog, isn't it, as well?
Absolutely. It's taking that big, horrible task that you keep putting off. That task is probably the one that's going to make the biggest difference to your business, to your life, to your relationships, whatever it might be. But if you don't take the action, nothing will change.
And if you put it off, nothing will happen.
Yeah.
So really what would be good, if you've been listening and watching these for some time now, is for you to maybe think back on stuff that we've talked about and maybe make yourself a bit of a plan and maybe set some goals. You know, are you doing the self-talk? Have you implemented that? Are you talking positively to other people? Are you reflecting on your script? Are you above the line? And where you've not done those, maybe go back and listen to them again and maybe start putting a plan together to make a difference. Because the idea of this isn't so that you just listen to it and go, nicey, nicey, isn't Callie great? It's about doing something.
This stuff only works if you use it.
That's right. It's like piano lessons. If you don't practice, you get to the next time and they say, can you play the tune? And you go, dong. And on that note, let's call it a day, because they've got to go out there and take some action.
Absolutely. So go do something with this information.
See you next time.